So my name is Sarah Green-Hammond. I am in charge of HR at Dennis Paper and Food Service. I thought that what I would do is talk a little bit about our company, talk to you a little bit about myself and what my role is, and then go over some of the positions that we have available. So Dennis Paper and Food Service is a broadline food distributor. So anywhere that receives food products, food and paper products, we could deliver to. So we go to schools, we go to restaurants, we go to C-stores, convenience stores, all of the above. We are a company that is over 100 years old. We started as a bottling company, and we moved in a paper company and moved into the food business quite some time ago. So my role within the company, within human resources, is to hire the best people into our company. So we're an employee-owned company, which means a couple of things. It means that in addition to the regular benefits that you would expect to see from an employer, so in addition to health and medical and dental and all of those positions, you also get this separate retirement plan. Think of it as a separate 401k that the company contributes to. You don't contribute anything to it. It's all based on how well our company does. So there's a different type of culture within our company. We're all working together for the same cause, for the same outcome. So it's very much a team environment, and we're looking for people who are team players and want to help us succeed and help our company move forward. So I have worked in a variety of positions within the company. I have worked initially in HR and have an HR background from a variety of different companies. For 3 years, I oversaw operations. So I was directly in charge of the positions that we're hiring for right now and the positions that I'm going to talk to you about. And then more recently, I took over the CHRO position, where I am helping to recruit people from across the positions, across the departments, as well as being in charge of the other HR functions that you would normally think of as part of an HR department. So now that you know a little bit about our company, a little bit about myself, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the positions that we have available, primarily within operations, because that's really where we're hiring. These are the positions that really make things happen. So our sales positions are, and our salespeople are the ones that are going out and recruiting and recruiting businesses to work with us and ordering the product. And then our operations group is the group that's making that happen. That's making the customer or making the product actually get to our customers. So right now, our main location, or our primary location, is in Hamden, right outside of Bangor. We also have drivers that are leaving from a variety of places. They're leaving from Westbrook, they're leaving from Lewiston, and they're leaving from Freiburg, as well as Northern Maine. And our drivers are going everywhere from, right up in the county out to New Hampshire as well. But we're primarily work out of our Hamden location. So I had mentioned that we have drivers that are driving across the state and into New Hampshire. So our drivers are different than the over-the-road drivers or some of the drivers that you may be picturing in your mind when you think about a driving position. So although we do have drivers who work overnight and are moving product and are moving trucks to the locations that I had just discussed, Primarily, our delivery drivers are working days, very early mornings. So they generally are getting up around 3:30 a.m. and they start delivering then out of whichever yard, whichever location they're assigned to. So in addition to needing to have their Class A license or Class B, because we do have a Class B vehicle, they are doing some pretty hard physical labor. So if you think about the trucks that you would see or the trailers that you would see out on the road, think of that being filled front to back, top to bottom with product on pallets. Now think about having to take every piece that's on that truck, put it on a hand cart, roll it down the back of your truck on a ramp or your trailer via the ramp, and then drop it within your customer's location. So this product can be anywhere from very, very light to up to 100 pounds. And they're touching every piece of that product. They go into, or every piece of product within that trailer, I should say. They're going into coolers, they're walking into freezers, and they're putting product in a variety of other places where it's the climate is more temperature normal, I suppose, or more like, but it is outside. So they're going through a variety of different steps to deliver that product. In addition to having their Class A and physically being able to do this type of work, they also need to have really good customer service skills. Although our salespeople are very customer service oriented and they have great relationships with our customers, they're also not seeing our customers on a daily basis. Sometimes they may only see our customers on a weekly or a monthly basis, depending on their style. But our drivers may see a customer as many times as 3 times a week. So they really are the face of our company and a really important part of what we do. Now, the product that's within those trucks is put together by our night order selectors. So every night at 5:30 p.m., we have anywhere from 20 to 30 people that come in and pick the product that goes on those pallets. So although the drivers are interacting with our customers, we think of our drivers as internal customers to our night order selectors. So how an order selector builds a pallet is going to determine in many ways how good or bad of a day a delivery driver has. So order selectors are overnight positions. They start, like I said, at 5:30 and they go until whatever time that job is done. So that means on a slower night, and our nights sort of go in this wave pattern, if you think about that. On our slower nights, they may be out by 9, 10 p.m. On our busier nights, they could be working 12 or 13 hours. So when I described what a driver would be moving on their hand carts, our order selectors are the first step in that. So everything that a driver touches, an order selector would touch as well. So they're getting a pick list or a list of items that they need to pick based on location, and they're going to each location within our warehouse. They're getting that product, whether it's an individual product or whether it's a case of a product, and they're putting that on the pallet and they're building that pallet. So sometimes that's an easy pallet to build. Sometimes you're lucky and everything comes in a nice square box. Sometimes, and more likely than not, that's not the case. More likely than not, you are getting a wide variety of products that need to go on that pallet in a variety of different sizes and shapes, anywhere from that nice square box to a 50-pound bag of potatoes. that you need to build in there. So it's very much a position where you are handling multiple cases of product throughout the night, ranging anywhere from, you know, zero or very little to up to 100 pounds. And you're building that pallet based on the stop. So there could be multiple restaurants, multiple C-stores, or a mix of all of the above on a pallet. And your responsibility is to try to build that pallet as close to stop by stop as you possibly can, all while trying to keep that pallet and those products from being damaged. So it's a daunting position. It's a hard position. It takes a lot of skill and the ability to really see something and see how that pallet could be built. It takes a lot of strength as well and stamina. Although you are riding on a pallet jack throughout the night, you're not carrying that product all through our warehouse, you are still picking it up from the first or the second level of racking and putting it on that product. And you may touch it more than once depending on how that pallet is going to need to be built after you look at what your list is. All of that product, or once that pallet is built, you're wrapping it, and then we have someone who loads the trucks and will put that completed pallet in the truck so that when the driver comes in, they can just grab their truck and go. So right now we're hiring anywhere from 8 to 10 night order selectors. This is a full-time year-round position. There often is overtime available, or I should say required with this position, especially in the summer months. The winter slows down a little bit for us, and our customer base changes from the stores that you would see, or restaurants that you would see seasonally open, to some of our schools where we deliver. But we still have people working 40 hours a week throughout the year. The pay for order selectors starts at $15 an hour and has the opportunity to make up to $17 an hour. And that's all based on your speed and your accuracy. So we start everyone at a trainee level, and then as they pick up speed and as they become more accurate, they can move up that pay scale and move up that job scale. So they could become a lead order selector, which would earn them $17 an hour. And that can happen just as soon as they hit the standards. So we could have a warehouse full of lead order selectors and nothing would make me happier. You know, it's not a one-person position. It really is anyone who can hit those standards. And we have several people who have hit those standards as well that are at that level. So we're also hiring one more position. We're hiring a night clerk position. And the night clerk is really an administrative position. So they are working within the same hours, or working the same hours as our night order selectors do, but they're really working with the manager and the assistant manager. So when our order selectors receive their pick list, that's based on how our trucks are cubed. So when I say cubed, that's really just someone building that pallet in advance in the system. So our night clerk helps with that. They also help with any drops that may happen, because if you imagine a big night, and in a big night we could have 17,000 cases going out the door, we don't have enough space on our lower levels to put all of that product. So it wouldn't be unusual for a product or a slot to be emptied by our order selectors because it's just a popular product that night. So our night clerk would help drop product from overstock via a forklift and put it back down into the pick slots for the order selectors to get. They also would help without, so if an order selector couldn't find a product, they would help to find that product for them, and they would assist them so that that order selector could keep moving and keep, building pallets, and they would grab that for them and put it on whatever pallet need be. So they would also help pick at times depending on what a night looks like, what's needed. They really are a fill-in for a lot of positions. Anywhere from an order selector to loading trucks, to doing our jobs, to also running a shift. So if our manager is on vacation for a week, the assistant manager would step in, and then the night clerk would take over the assistant manager's position and really help in that capacity. And then they would also be looking at, in time, running their own shift. So we work Sunday through Thursday right now. Sunday through Thursday are the required days of work. Friday is an optional night. We have people that like to work Friday nights. We only have one truck that goes out on Saturdays, so it's a much shorter night. And they would be in charge of running that shift once a month or twice a month, depending on how that scheduling works. So there's some management that comes with that position as well. So as you can see, we have a variety of positions that are opening up. Working overnights, which is primarily what we are hiring for, it really takes a commitment. So you need to know that this is a lifestyle that you can handle. Not everyone is interested in working overnight work. It really is different than what people sometimes think it is. It's also a commitment because sometimes you're not going to be able to do things that people who work days are able to do. So I use the example of Sunday night football. Who knows what that's going to look like this year? But if you're someone that likes to watch the Sunday night game, maybe with friends or family, that's going to be difficult for you to do. And you need to understand that and be okay with that. We have a great crew of people on the night crew. They are a committed group. They do a very good job. And we have some great people in management positions. We're just looking for the next group of people that can come in and can help us to bring the company and to, bring our night crew up to the next level.
Well, thank you again for coming, Sarah. It was nice to meet you virtually and for you to share all the information today.